studied abroad in Sweden for a semester. One of my favorite parts of living in Sweden was the tradition of fika. Fika is often translated as coffee and a cake break, which is correct, but it's more than that. It's a mindset, it's a way of being. Fika is an intentional pause in the day when Swedes take time for friends and colleagues to pause together and share a cup of coffee or tea and a little something to eat. I quickly fell in love with fika because two of my favorite things are conversation and a good pastry. And I was reminded of fika yesterday morning when I walked into the church kitchen following staff meeting. Two of my colleagues were sharing leftover cake from the music ministry dinner on Monday night. There was work to be done, of course, but it could wait until after this moment of stillness, of socializing, and of course until after they finished their slice of cake. A brief moment of fika together. As they convinced me to also get a slice of cake, we talked about how it's harder than it should be to bring ourselves to pause, to take time with one another, and to be reminded that wherever two or three of us are gathered, there Jesus is too. It's hard to do that when our to-do lists run rampant and when we feel the worry of the world pressing in on us. Hear these words from Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth should change, though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble with its tumult. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of the city. It shall not be moved. God will help it when the morning dawns. The nations are in uproar. The kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come, behold the works of the Lord. See what desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I am exalted among the nations. I am exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Psalm 46 describes the world as a place where all is not well. The mountains shake, the waters roar and foam, the nations are in uproar, the kingdoms totter, the earth melts. If we were to give an update on the state of the world today, we might use similar language. I imagine the author of this psalm, like us, struggled to find ways to turn towards their community in a turbulent time. Yet woven throughout this update of the world is a refrain uttering God's steadfast nature. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. God is with us. God's presence is a sure protection from the tumult of the day. This refrain provides the certainty in the uncertainty for our author. We're invited to find this comforting too, repeating, the Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge, until it becomes easier to rest in and we can begin to see that God is with us even here. God is with us during impromptu cake breaks, in back-to-school traffic, in our worry over our children's safety, and in our grief as we survey the state of the world today. The psalm invites us to come, behold the works of the Lord. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. A vision of God's peace is cast for us, to know what lies ahead, to trust that it will be, to be still and know that God is God. The promise of the psalm, in a larger sense, the promise of the Bible, is that God of Jacob and the Lord of Israel, in the end of all things, provides a faithful refuge for us all. As we said in Sunday's prayers of the people, saving the world isn't up to us, but we instead seek to embody knowing that God is with us and resting within that knowledge at all times. So I invite you this week Just as God invites you to be still and know, take a moment to breathe deeply, to be still, and in the silence, allow yourself to be met by the Good Shepherd who is always calling. Be still and turn towards one another with your worries and your joys, recognizing that in this connection we so clearly see that God is with us even now. Perhaps you might even have fika with a friend. Yes, there is uncertainty surrounding us, and God is still with us now. The works of the Lord are all around us if we come and see them. From worship atop Mill Mountain with 130 of us, to over $3,000 raised for the Hunger Mission Group through the Travers Classic, and people to share cake with after meetings, to even first day of school traffic on Grandin Road that hasn't been seen since 2019. The works of the Lord are all around us, so be still. Notice them. Share them with one another to help bring peace to each other. And know that though the earth should change, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble.